All right, so I want to talk about content creation. I want to talk about content creation and the bad rap that it's gotten as of lately. The bad rap that not only the idea of creating content has gotten, but the way people have begun just attacking more and more people because of their creative nature. Um, I don't like everything that's out there. Absolutely not. I'm sure a lot of people don't like my style. People don't like the things I make. They don't like my opinions. They don't like the perspective that I have. And all that is fine. All that's okay. Everybody has the right to their opinion. And as much as we have these crusaders for free speech and free press and things like that, we've got so many people who want to continue to slander and attack people who become successful by doing exactly that. There was a new video that just came across my feed earlier, actually. And as I saw it, I couldn't help but just feel compelled that it was something I needed to speak on. Okay? Matt Walsh. If you don't know him, he's extremely outspoken, educated, conservative. He's got a pretty large following, both on YouTube and everywhere, to be honest. But he posted a video in which he was talking about creepy content creators on YouTube that are directed towards kids. And I can't say that he was absent perspective. I respect his opinion and I respect his perspective. I respect everybody's right to have their own opinion. We're all individuals. We all think differently and feel differently about different things. But the reality is if you're going to be a content creator, as he is, and you're going to be bashing other content creators just because you lack information. And see, that's where I tend to have an issue is, you know what? I'm all about free speech. And he has the right to have his free speech. He has the right to get on here and say the things that he says and criticize other creators and things like that. What struck a nerve first was his initial content. He was talking about this channel based on this little girl who creates content for other children, right? Seems fairly innocent enough. Now, the weird thing about it is this channel's got like 100 and something million subscribers, and it's been around for like 7 years, and she's 8. So they've literally been filming her and making videos since she was 1. Now, I don't know how many videos she has. I don't know how, I didn't look it up. I don't know how frequently they posted these videos. I don't know if it was just like once a day, once a week, once a month, or it was 5 times a year. Who really knows? When my channel first started, that very first year, I only posted, I kind of started it later in the year. It was in the fall when I created, but I still, even in those last few months, I only posted a handful of videos in those first few months. I kind of was just getting the feel of it. I didn't know exactly the direction I was taking with my first channel. And so it took me a minute. And as it took me a minute, I posted a couple of cute videos of my little boys at the time. One of the first videos was a church performance that they did at Christmas time. All the kids did this just great performance where they did these little songs and things like that at the Christmas service, right? And that was like my first video that I posted. And that was 4 years ago. So, they were 4 and 5 at the time. They weren't, or they were about to, they were 3 and 4. They were a month away from being 4 and 5. So they weren't 1. But at the same time, like I said, that was my first video. And then a few weeks later, I posted a video of them wrapping a present. My little boy's wrapping a present for their big sister. It was kind of cute. And I caught it. It was like a 4-minute video, 3-minute video, something like that. Wasn't nothing elaborate. It wasn't anything I planned. I just saw them wrapping a present for Christmas, and I was like, oh, this is adorable. And then the video came out so cute that I was like, I should post this, right? Like I said, again, it wasn't something I planned. Now, there's no criticism for these people who do the same thing. They come up with a blog. They set up a blog and they talk about their family. I had a family blog for a while where we posted when our boys, did the cool thing. Oh, they're walking or did this or whatever. And the only people, it was a private blog, so the only people who had access to it were family members and stuff. I sent the email out to all kinds of families, and it was all kinds of family members, people I didn't really even know, because cousins could forward it to other cousins and things like that. It was just my cool little thing. It was I liked it. But it ended up being hard to keep up with, and I didn't keep doing it. But see, lots of people do this. Some people are more dedicated and committed to it than I was, and they do things like that. Other people are very, extremely all about their Facebook. They post videos of their kids. They post pictures. They post every update of their little child doing something great and new. Awesome. Good for them. Is there anything wrong with that? I don't believe so. Most of y'all don't believe so. Now, I never posted things of my boys on Facebook, because I know the fine print and copyright and the rules about Facebook, and that's you relinquish your rights to that content that you post on Facebook. I never wanted to relinquish the rights to anything that had my children on it. I put myself on there all the time, and it's no big deal. And if Facebook claims the pictures and whatever, I don't care. I'm not going to sweat it. It's just me. I'm not like a model or anything like that. My face isn't, my brand, so it's nothing I've ever been worried about. But when it came to my little boys, it was just something that I felt uncomfortable knowing the fine print when you sign up to Facebook. If you've never read it, when you signed up to Facebook and you have a Facebook, there's a whole long page. You can scroll down and down and down and down. There's lots of fine print. And at the bottom, you click OK. You click OK that you agree with those, acknowledge those terms, and you now have a Facebook account. When you did that, one of the fine print things is that you no longer own the rights to any of the pictures you post. Didn't know if you knew that, but that's the reason I chose not to use Facebook. Now, anyways, Facebook never gets criticized. People never get criticized for, Facebook gets criticized for all kinds of stuff, but nobody gets criticized for posting pictures of their family on Facebook, because you're not earning money from it. But the fact that you gain more and more and more and more subscribers on YouTube, that you can be monetized and then earn money from like YouTube ads, and some people even get sponsorships. There's a really great Carl and Ginger, the Awesome Family. They're great. They got all their kids. Their kids aren't one. Their kids aren't three. Their kids are actually older, and some of the older kids are like late teenagers, and they actually have their own channels. But they do all these cool things in their pool, and cool things with like race car, these little robotic cars and stuff, and they got the magic tracks, that's what they're called. They connect the magic tracks together over the house, across the pool, all kinds of fun little things like that. They did the Mentos and Coke explosions and stuff like that. All kinds of neat little fun things that the family gets together. They make videos, and guess what? They also get sponsorships. There's been people where they're like, oh, hey, so-and-so is sponsoring this, and so we're going to try out their fun little game or whatever. It's cool, But those kids are older. So because those kids are older, I guess it's different. Now with this girl, this video that Matt Walsh was talking about, he was speaking about this, and he said that because the family has talked about it, the mother and father have talked about this little girl who's 8, and they're like, absolutely, anytime she doesn't want to do this, we end it. The minute she stops having fun, we stop doing this. Now as a father, I want to believe that they're telling the truth. I'm sure they have jobs. I'm sure no matter how many 100 millions of followers and subscribers that their daughter has, I'm sure they have jobs. I'm sure. I mean, I don't really know. I don't know. I know there was this brother and sister that my boys liked to watch for a while. It was Bro versus Sis, and they do little slime challenges. They do food challenges, they do pancake art challenges. They did all these cool little challenges, and it was Bro versus Sis, and they would always get excited for their viewers to comment below who they thought was the winner. And they got excited to do it. They had lots of fun. Even the brother is older now, and he's I think he's 16 now, and they no longer make videos. They haven't made videos in about 2 or 3 years, and Ronald, the brother, he even chose not to say anything for a couple of years. He just kind of got away from YouTube altogether. And then recently he got back on there because his sister is 2 years older than him, and being like 17, 18, like something like that, she's got on there and spoke about how, oh, you know, blah, blah, blah. She's real bitter about the fact that she did some of that stuff. And he's like, at the time we were having fun. He was like, I was having fun. She was having fun. She's just older now and has a different perspective about it, which is fine, you know? And Ronald himself, he said, yeah, there's you know, 1 or 2 videos where we dared each other to do stuff, and I'm like, oh, that was kind of embarrassing. But overall, he's like, I don't regret any of it. We just had fun. We were just having fun. We were having a good time. We were just kids. And, you know, he said ultimately, like, his dad's like some kind of engineer or something, really wealthy. He was wealthy before they ever started doing this. The thing is that I'm sure some people post things. I'm sure I've posted something before and I'm like, man, that didn't come out like I wanted to, you know? But overall, like, I'm an adult and I've chosen to post things. I've chosen to do things. And I've posted things on Facebook that people have, oh, Corey, why would you say this? And they argue with me. People, my friends, you know, people that I went to school with, and I never meant for it to come out that way. That's not what I was saying. I was saying this, and we can have a dialogue about it and whatever. You know, these things can be taken out of context. So yes, obviously someone who posted something when they were a child and they grow up, they may look back and be like, why did I do that? But at the same time, they're just having fun. And I say this in defense of them because first of all, my channel that I started, I posted a couple of videos for them, but after the 2 or 3 videos of them, it was all me. I was posting motivational content and business tips. At the time I was doing business coaching and life coaching, and I ultimately wanted to just kind of give people encouragement and little things like, hey, this is how you start off your day. And my boys frequently would run around in the background. I never edited them out because I wanted to show people that, look, I can develop my business, I can grow my business, and my boys are right here. That was kind of my whole perspective on it, because I wanted people to understand that. Because to me, that was what made me different, is because so many people get on, there's lots of great, okay, I don't want to start name dropping, there's lots of great people, I can list 5, 10. There's all these great different speakers who will tell you, oh, this is how you launch a business, and this is what you got to do, and this is the ABCs and XYZs. And a lot of people will get back there, and I see people's comments on these platforms, on these people's channels and stuff, and they're just like, well, it's easy for you to say that because you're already there. And it's like, so I wanted people to see, as I was growing and transitioning my business 4 years ago, I wanted people to see, they can go back and watch my videos now and see the videos of where I started and where, you know, things were transitioning from where I was then into where I am now. And they could see also that I wasn't doing it absent my kids, because that's something that some people, oh, well, I can't launch a business because I've got my kids around. Well, eventually, as my children would run around making noise in the background of my videos, eventually they started getting excited and wanted to make their own videos. They're like, Dad, what are you doing? I want to make a video. And I was like, okay, well, you can. And I let Colton sit on my lap once when I was doing a video, and he just kind of hung out while I was talking. And but then it got to the point, like I said, they were interested because I didn't hide my business. I didn't hide what I do. I didn't shelter them from my life, because I want them to know what I do, so they can choose for themselves what they want to do, but they can know that Dad's working, and this is how Daddy makes money. This is what Daddy does to help other people. This is how I help market my business. This is what, you know, I wanted them to see all that stuff because I wanted them to know their potential. Well, as I did all this, eventually, like I said, they got the ideas that, hey, I want to make videos. Wouldn't this be so much fun if I got to make my own video? And I could talk about, and, you know, I even did 2 videos. There was only, I think I only did 2 of them. But I did 2 videos when my oldest Corey went to kindergarten, and it was just me and Colton at home while Mom was at work. And me and Colton, a couple of times he wanted to do, we called it Colton Chat. So we got on there, and the videos were no more than like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And Colton talked about what Colton wanted to talk about. We called it Colton Chat. But he felt like, you know, like I'm doing like Dad. I'm making a video just like Dad. Well, then it got to the point where it's like, well, if y'all want to make videos, what do you want to do? What do you want to make a video of? You can have some fun. It doesn't have to be just sitting and talking, because that's not as exciting to a little kid. They just wanted to make a video because Dad was making a video. Then we went on the road and did some traveling with my wife doing her travel nursing. And while she was traveling and while we were traveling with her, going from different places, from Texas to Colorado to Oregon, and as we were doing this, they got more excited about making videos. They saw the potential. They got excited when we got comments. They got excited when we got likes and subscribers and everything. And they wanted to do more. And how could they be more involved? And hey, Dad, I got this great idea. I bet you people would watch a video if we did this. And so I don't even come up with video ideas for them. They do it. I mean, they're 8 and 9 now. They're not 5. But they come up with these videos. Now, like I said, I say this in defense of content creators, and not just content creators, but my boys who are content creators. They don't have their own channel, or we have a family channel. So now I've transitioned. We've got the Bayless Boys channel, which initially started as my channel, and now we got this channel. This channel is strictly my business and my content. And this is being Corey B, but the Bayless Boys, that's the channel that, I'm in some of those videos, but they're in all of those videos, and those videos are all about our family and our journey. And it's exciting and it's fun, and we have a good time doing it. And there's potential to make money from it. Of course there is. There's potential to make money being a content creator. YouTube can monetize you, and you can become a partner, and you can actually grow your subscribers in your platform, and it can branch out into other things as well. But Walsh criticized this, saying that we need to discuss child labor laws. So if we post videos on Facebook, or we have our own little blog and we post videos, but there's no chance of money, but there's also less people seeing it, then that's okay. That's just normal. But if there's a chance of the masses seeing it, there's a chance that if the masses see it, we may get endorsements or get paid from it, then there should be child labor laws. Then how would we ever make any movies? How would we ever make any TV shows that have kids? His whole concept, and just the mere comment that he said that if we have these children who are made on YouTube, that we need to discuss child labor laws, that concept in itself is completely offensive and completely absent of our society and what's going on. And it's so disconnected from reality. Like, I'm absolutely opposed to people forcing their children to do anything, but encouraging your children to go after something, even if they're a child. How do you think we get child actors? How do you think we get child stars, child models? And yes, I do believe that should not be the focus of their life, but if it's a piece of their life, we post anywhere from 3 to 4 videos a week of them, and each video tends to run anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. So, we're talking about less than an hour out of their week of doing stuff that they wanted to do anyways, but let's just capture it. Let's capture it and let our friends see. Let's let our fans see. Let's let our family, our friends, anybody can see it. They're excited to tell people they make videos. They're excited to tell their friends. They were at the park the other day and they're like, I'm a YouTube creator. And I was like, well, you're not Mr. Beast, bro. But I don't want to stifle them. I'm excited for them. The fact that they're that excited is awesome. And they should be excited. They're doing something. They're having fun and having the potential of growing a fan base while they're just goofing around, playing, having fun, building something. And they believe this is a business to them. Why is that wrong? Child labor laws? You've got to be kidding me. That is just so ridiculous. The other thing that completely discredited his video is he had a main focus was Blippi. I've never been a big fan of Blippi, to be honest, not at all. My younger son kind of watched him for a little while, and my wife took it upon herself to actually research and look him up and stuff, and I don't remember all the details, but basically he was a pretty obscene stand-up comic and stuff. He did comedy and he was pretty obscene. He was very offensive, and that was just who he was. That was, a lot of comics are like that. I mean, Walsh's perspective is somebody who makes obscene stuff shouldn't be allowed to make kid stuff. But look at Bob Saget and Full House. Am I acknowledging and justifying and rationalizing that Bob Saget's stand-up was okay? No, of course. It was offensive and it was not okay. But does that mean that if that is absent and that's away and that's something that's separated from what he did for kids, like the Full House was completely family friendly. And I loved Full House when I was growing up, and so did a lot of other people. And it was an incredible show. And Candace Cameron Burr, she's talked about it many times. She talked about it multiple times after Saget's passing, that he was a wonderful, beautiful man that she prayed for on a regular basis. And she's a very loud, outspoken Christian, but she doesn't continue passing judgment on him for the things that he did that were offensive away from him. She knew that, hey, you make this kind of comedy and that's not who I am, but she continued to pray for him all the time. And, what more can you do with someone you care about? But to say that he was bad for children when he was doing Full House, I don't know. Maybe you think he was, maybe you wasn't. But when you look at someone like, and the reason I bring up Bob Saget, I think Bob Saget's a perfect example because he's someone that a lot of people acknowledge that he's completely offensive when he's on stage, but he's someone that most people consider acceptable on Full House. Actually, most people even would encourage their children to watch it. They learn life lessons. They think it's a great positive influence. But Walsh was saying that this guy who plays the character of Blippi, because he did so much offensive things. Well, the thing is it was a year after his last offensive video. And see, he even expressed that in the, Walsh explained that. He talked about the idea that it was less than a year later from his most offensive, and I'm not going to get into the details. I honestly never saw it. Thank the good Lord that I never saw it. But I never saw it. But Walsh goes into details about what it is, and it's pretty depraved and pretty disgusting and horrible. But he made a video and he posted it, and less than a year later, you never saw anything offensive from him again. Less than a year later, he made Blippi. And Walsh's take on it is that how could someone so depraved and so horrible that we allow that this person is obviously demented? He's not. He was a man who found humor in vulgarity and obscenities and things like that. But when he had a child, it changed his life. I don't know, honestly, his whole background. I don't know if he found God or not, but I know he's spoken about it and he's embarrassed about his past. And he decided he wanted something better for his kids. So he created this character, Blippi. And he started creating content, teaching them about colors, shapes, animals, blocks, different... I remember seeing a thing with my son because he's real big on tractors and trucks and farm equipment and stuff like that. My little boy was real big on that stuff. So I remember him getting me to watch a video with him that was all about that. And he depicted this is an excavator, this is a tractor, this is and it was really cool, and even Walsh, and the crazy thing that gets me, even Walsh acknowledges and says that, yeah, so many of us have a past, but do we have a past so depraved and so distorted that makes us a horrible human being? And it's like, he found humor in these horrible things before something changed his life. Does he not deserve a chance to change his life and become a better person? See, Bob Saget was someone who made Full House, and when he wasn't filming Full House, he would go hit comedy clubs and stages around the country in between seasons of Full House. And never once did anybody say, this is a despicable human being, we should not allow our children to watch Full House. Everybody said, we should not watch his stand-up, and we should enjoy Full House because it's such a positive influence. Blippi, on the other hand, was someone who stopped doing all of that despicable, disgusting obscenities and turned over a new leaf. Even created a new character so he would no longer go by his real name. Or actually, I think his stage name was like Steve Grossman or whatever, something like that. But he didn't. His real name wasn't. Thankfully for him, his stage name wasn't exactly. It was like a altered version of his real name, which thankfully for him, that helped a little, but it didn't help completely. Apparently, he's made many efforts to have all of his old content and videos and stuff completely removed, but it's the internet, and some things, once they're there forever. So I want to say that you should be careful about the things you post. You should keep that in your mind, that it may come back to haunt you one day. Think before you post. You know, you would take your time and your efforts if you were like, if you were building something, you'd measure twice. If you were making a cake, you'd make sure and double check the recipe. But people get on social media and they post content without thought. I'd say when you hit that record button, make sure you thought about what you're going to say before you hit that record button. And then after you hit record, say what you feel like saying, because I think it should be genuine and it should flow freely. At least I speak the best that way. I never actually rehearse a script. I just kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. But when you hit stop, you can think before you post it. I advise more people to do less live. I've done nothing live, really, to be honest. And I think I like the fact that I haven't, because it gives me that chance to, question myself, did that really come out the way I meant? I don't oftenly go back. I almost never go back and edit. As I said, like, you'll see my boys run through in the background. I'm not sure if you actually could hear them from the other room laughing and, carrying on out there. But if you did, I'm not going to go back and listen to this video and find out. Because to me, that just makes my content more genuine and more real. I just post what I feel. I post what it is. But sometimes you should think about the content that you're posting. What you find humorous and comical today may not be what you find comical later. You may be in a situation, like I think his name is Steve, like Blippi, where you're being attacked because you're trying to do something for your kid. You're trying to alter your business. That's his business. That's his line of work, was comedy. And he decided, well, I have a kid now. I don't want to be this disgusting, depraved individual anymore. I don't want to be degenerate anymore. I want to be someone my kid can be proud of. I find Blippi a little corny, a little cheesy, but kids like it. So is his, 3-year-old proud of his dad, Blippi? Is his 5-year-old proud of his dad, Blippi? Is his 7-year-old proud of dad, Blippi? Maybe a whole lot different than is his 15-year-old proud of his dad, who's Blippi. It's all perspective. But the thing is he stopped doing what he felt was offensive and started trying to create something that he was proud of. Should he be continued to be ridiculed for that? If you don't like him, don't watch him. But to say that he has no business being able to create content, he's not in classrooms with children. He's not going to schools to visit children. He's selling out arenas where he's on a stage and he's creating content. And when he first started, a lot of his content was created on little parks, playgrounds, backyard, things like that. Then he went to some bigger places and went to go tour some places. And I think some of his videos are now recorded in like little studio. He's not recording with children. Should he not be able to create good, clean, informative, quality content Even though some of us adults may find it cheesy. Some kids might find it cheesy. But should he really be stifled because of he used to make obscene content that he's now embarrassed by and tries to remove? I don't know. He never did anything that was criminal. I don't think that you can take away his right to create fun, informative content because you find him offensive. He's just doing his thing. And I don't see anything wrong with that. And I definitely want to reiterate that I love the fact that my boys are making content, being creative, expressing themselves, being silly, goofy, whatever. I have them on TikTok. We have a family TikTok. It's the Bayless Boys, and over half of it is me talking about stocks, talking about investing, talking about my business. And the other half is just little clips of them being silly. We also have our family channel that we share. All three of us Bayless boys. But they come up with most of the ideas. And I love that they do. I love that they express themselves. I love that they're following a dream and a passion. And they believe this is going to turn into something. I don't know how big we'll ever become. I don't know that that we'll ever be on a Mr. Beast type level. But they believe we can. Who's to say we won't? I will never stifle them. And I absolutely object to the narrative, to the comments that we should evaluate child labor laws because they're creating content for fun. And we might get paid. Seriously? Like I said, Walsh is a pretty educated and smart man. But on this, he's missed the mark. And he's missed it hard. He needs to do better.